Deanna, so I'll ask Councilman Russell, if you will, lead us in the invocation.
Sure, let's pray. Dear God, take the opportunity to join tonight as a group, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for the rain that we've been getting the last day or so, Lord. We thank you, Lord, for that. And God, I ask you, Lord, to be with us as we, be with us in the city as we head into the end of the year and with all the events planned, Lord, just what this time of year means to each and every one of us as families. And God, I ask you, Lord, to be with the things that are discussed with the meeting tonight, that it be for the benefit of the city. In your name we pray.
Amen. And if you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And put the agenda up there, and while you're looking that over, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Councilmember Lilly. Here. Mizell. Here. Rustin.
Here.
King. Phillips.
Here.
Mayor Mitchell.
Here. So, everybody but Councilwoman King's here, but we have a quorum. So, take a few more seconds to look at the agenda. It's a pretty standard agenda. We do have a public hearing, but doesn't look like that's going to take very long tonight, but we'll go through that. And then consider some rezoning. This is standard rezoning from no zoning to R1, so shouldn't be anything controversial with that. We'll move on, and the first item on the agenda is the consent agenda. So council has a copy of the minutes. You've had an opportunity to look it over. Is there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Okay, if not, let the record show the minutes were approved by unanimous consent. And we'll start with our department head reports and Chief Powers.
Okay, so everything's going well at the police department. We don't have a whole lot going on as far as issues and concerns, except still speeding in the school zone. I don't know if you guys noticed, officers been out in the school areas pretty heavily, especially around Evansville and the high school, watching Washington Street and Pitts Drive. They seem to have slowed some folks down. Outside of that, our highlights and opportunities are we got one opening for police officer we're trying to fill. We've got a couple of candidates and still kind of in the beginning phases of that. Candy cane buddies, there's still 60 left on the tree at this time, so everybody get out and get your candy cane buddies and let's help some kids out. I think they need to be returned by December 11th, is what they told me, but I think we still have plenty of time. That's about it. Just on another note, we had the incident over on Industrial Drive, the charity snow. There was a NIAS hearing Wednesday a week ago. We understand that Judge Casey ruled in our favor and that he's being held on a NIAS law, so there'll be no bond for him. I also think that initial hearing was also a preliminary hearing, so his case is actually going to be bound over grand jury, and we'll get more information on that as it comes down.
And the officers did an excellent job, so commend Claudia and all the other officers involved too for that.
I know Anaya was a girl in Auburn. What was that law?
So that law allows anybody arrested for a violent crime, murder, rape, kidnapping, any of the major crimes, robbery, things of that nature. The judge can go in and you can call a hearing and he's going to look at their past, the crime that they're charged with, the violence of the crime that they're charged with, and he's going to look and see whether that person can either be released on bond or held with no bond. It basically gives them the leverage they need and the law they need to be able to hold them without bond, so they can't get like what happened to Anaya. They can't be released and then go commit another crime.
Would fast track be the right word there?
Yeah, close to it. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for Chief? Thanks, Chief. Admin.
Everything's going good in admin. Budget's good, staffing's good. The city, assistant city clerk and myself will be at election training tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. That's for next year's municipal election that will take place in August. So those days we will be just having election training.
questions for the clerk? I did, do the little budget summary, but I forgot to put it on here. It's kind of irrelevant because it only has the first
Mhm.
month on there. And, when we, the way we spread our budget, it might show that because we're maybe getting grant money or something else later on, it may show a whole lot of revenue in the budget, but it hadn't come in yet, so it's kind of a timing thing. First month, it's, kind of hard to make heads or tails of, but it's in good shape. Okay. Court.
Everything's going well in court, not a lot happening. Next court's the 26th of November, driving school is December the 11th.
You got, participants
We
yet?
do.
Okay. All right. Any questions for the magistrate? Okay, Public Works.
Everything's running pretty smooth, Public Works, we, just staying busy now, and getting Christmas decorations out and putting up with them in between the showers and stuff. I talked to, I didn't put it on, but I did talk to the people at Scatterbrush Truck, we hope first of next week they go, I hope he calls me Friday and said we'll pick it up Monday. He said they had it in the body shop, and should have it out and everything. When we start picking some of this brush up, cause it's piled everywhere, people, these little storms coming through. They started the paving project, I think they got Nelson Walker Road paved yesterday.
Paved?
And they're going around trying to do a lot of this patchwork, that they've gotta do some patching and milling and stuff and everything. He's supposed to be here tomorrow. Planning on being back here tomorrow and working on it, hopefully he's gonna get some roads paved. He's gonna start some of the grind and patchwork on some of the bigger roads, he's trying to get ahead of the schedule on it.
So you came by, I think it was yesterday, and you told me that they were patching
Yeah.
Nelson Walker.
And he's got two crews in here.
And so they went ahead and did that
They got
patchwork
it.
and then went back and finished
Yeah, it's
paving?
paved.
Because, 30 minutes after you came by and told me that, I got a phone call saying what's going on.
That's the reason I told you that we're, yeah, it's paved. They worked on, Jefferson Street, some, they worked on Washington Street some last night for a little while. And Goodwin Street, they worked on Goodwin Street, they gonna get it, was gonna work on East Sterrett, but with this rain coming in, we didn't wanna open up that can of worms and have the same kind of mess we had the last time, so. We just kinda holding off on it, we know we got 4 or 5 days with some good weather.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because we've had like months with no rain and then all of a sudden it started.
Other than that, everything is running smooth.
All right, any questions for Alan? Thank you, sir.
So,
Okay, we did have the planning commission met, did they not?
We did.
Okay.
Basically, we had a public hearing for a request to change zoning at Shelby Baptist Association, which is out near Highway 26, to the left there on that,
West side,
South Road by Napa. And that was approved for a request, the application was approved. The other one we had was an application for Charles and Beverly Tidmore over on Austin Farm Road to divide for family members their property, but it got tabled to get a few answers that we needed before moving forward to do with some road names and stuff. So that'll just come back at the next meeting probably.
Are the road names, those roads?
The actual
city
going
roads?
into the property, yeah, they said it was a city road. You know, Charlotte, well, you weren't there, but
Yeah.
they said it's a city road, Austin Farm Road going out to it, but then the road coming off of that going into the property where there's 6 or 7 residences gonna be, there's not a name for that road, but there's gonna be 6 or 7 911 addresses, and the fire department's concern was you wouldn't know which house to go to if they just said to go out, you know, to Austin Farm Road to
So-and-so's house.
that, yeah. And if you don't know who it is, you won't know which house to go to according to who's going, just different things like that.
Okay.
They just wanted, it'll end up being okay, but they just wanted to
Yeah,
check
it's
the county on some
a
things.
simple subdivision, because it's gonna be a family subdivision.
Yes, wanted the county to kind of give them some ideas on how they, what they require road name
Okay.
issues. Other than
All right, so before we get into, the public hearing, I put this, map up there. And basically, these are the parcels that are being considered, and I don't know why we broke it up into two separate things, but the first one is for these two, which is 112 and 114 North Highland Drive. And then the second, ordinance that's associated with these parcels is 106, 108, and 110 North Highland Drive. So before we get into that discussion, let me go through this script here. So proper notice of the regular scheduled meeting of the Columbiana City Council has been given in advance of this public meeting, and the notice has remained posted through the scheduled meeting. So right now, I'll entertain a motion to suspend this regularly scheduled council meeting in order to have a public hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded, so all in favor to suspend the regular meeting in order to hold a public hearing needs to be unanimous consent, so why don't we call the roll for that?
Councilmember Lilly, Mizell, Rushton,
Yeah.
Phillips,
Yes.
Mayor Mitchell.
Yes. Okay, so I call to order the public hearing to hear from anyone speaking for or against the rezoning of the following properties. So I'm gonna read these parcels, and what I'd like for us to do is let folks speak if they choose to, for or against, at basically all one hearing. So it's tax parcel 2162410010016.000. That's, and all of these are to go from no zoning to R1. This property is located at 112 North Highland, which is this lot right here, okay? It does have a home on it. You can see these others don't have, don't have any, homes on it. The other one is tax parcel 2162410010017.000. Again, no zoning to R1. It's located at 114, North Highland. So let me go to these others. So tax parcels 216241001001013.000, 2162410010014.000, and 2162410010015.000. That's these parcels, 106, 108, to 110. So, is there anyone here, that would like to speak in favor of rezoning any or all of these parcels? Okay, is there anyone here who would like to speak against the rezoning of any or all of these parcels? Okay, there being no further comments at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, so all in favor of adjourning the public hearing, you can do that by show of hands, say aye. Opposed? Okay, so the hearing is adjourned, and I will reconvene the regular council meeting. So now, there are the ordinances associated, ordinance amendments to amend the city zoning ordinance, to rezone these various parcels from from no zoning to R1. So this is 112 North Highland. There's the tax parcel number. And I think that's a separate ordinance amendment from 114.
So they are separate.
These two are, and then the other three, I think, are all one ordinance amendment.
It's because there's, different property owners, so the same property owner owns those last three, so.
Right? So does anyone like to introduce this ordinance for 112 North Highland?
I'll introduce ordinance Z08-824, which is zoning property at 112 North Highland Drive from no zoning to R1.
Second.
Okay, I'm gonna stop us there because I've done something that I shouldn't do. In order to, pass these ordinances at the first hearing, we have to suspend the rules. So is there a motion to suspend the rules?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, and would you call a roll for that, Charlie?
Councilmember Lilly, Mizell, Rustin,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Mayor Mitchell.
Yes. Okay, so we had the rezoning ordinance motioned and seconded. Do we have to do these by roll call, or we can just do a voice vote?
Yeah, you can check it out.
Voice vote, okay. So all in favor of Z08-824 to rezone the 112 North Highland, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Okay, so motion has passed. Okay, so same thing for 114 North Highland, from no zoning to R1. Is there a motion, would someone like to introduce the ordinance?
I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance Z08-824A rezoning property at 114 North Island Drive from no zoning to R1.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so that ordinance passes. So the next one is all three parcels, 106, 108, and 110, that we've talked about previously. So would someone like to introduce ordinance Z08-824 Bravo?
I'll introduce ordinance Z08-824B, rezoning properties 106, 108, and 110 North Highland Drive from no zoning to R1.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Say aye. Aye. Opposed? And the ordinance passes. Okay. All right, so this is an ordinance we talked about when we passed our annual budget, the need to increase the monthly sewer fee. Here's something for the garbage, yeah, okay. And the sewer fee is basically going up, well, it's sort of incremental, if you will. So there's a base sewer fee. Let me see if I can go find that. It's on the next page, isn't it?
It's the previous page. Is that section 3, right there? And it was 10%.
Okay, so it's 816, and that goes up 10%. That's the base fee, right?
No, the base fee is 2009.
2009 for the first 3,000 gallons, plus 816 for each additional.
Mhm.
So is this the new amount?
That's a no amount.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. And did any change in the deposit?
Everything's stayed the same.
Okay. So now we've got these other charges.
That's the next ordinance for the garbage fees.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all.
That's
in
the
the
garbage fees are the
Yeah.
ones that's in there. So
Yeah.
that's, for the sewer fee, it's, 2009 for the first 3,000 gallons and 816 for each additional.
Mhm.
And the deposits remain the same, so. Any questions on this, any discussion? Now it's a 10% increase, I think, is what we agreed to.
I assume most people would stay with a $20 charge. I mean, most people don't use that much, I guess.
I
Don't
don't, it depends, like, in the summertime, it's pretty high because of the swimming pool, I get a lot of evaporation, especially this year because it's so dry.
It's based on the water usage.
Yeah, and for Kathy and I, our water usage is below 3,000, so we're on the base, but if we had a house full of kids like we did once upon a time, it's a different story, so. Okay, anyone care to introduce, ordinance 112405?
I'll introduce, ordinance 112405, provide an increase for the monthly sewer fees.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor of 112405, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, the ordinance is passed. All right, so I got ahead of myself a minute ago. This is the one where it's a little bit more complicated because we have different rates, for various types of customers for garbage. So the basic residential rate, is increasing from, $18.50 to $20 per month. The charges against apartments are $20, per month for each occupied apartment. Multi-owned, or publicly owned multi-family housing is also $20 for each, residential unit. And so that's the basic residential stuff. So for these various types of businesses, a lot of stuff there, so I'll give you a minute if you wanna look it over. It's $34 a month. Alan, is that for, dumpsters, cans, what is
It's just cans.
Okay. Now, and these businesses provide their own cans, or we provide them cans?
Right now, they're providing their own cans.
All right, let me go to the next page so you can see what these others. So category B is nursing assisted living, garages, farm supply stores, medical clinics, dental clinics, variety of different things. And that's $50 per month.
And like the assisted living place on the Egg Butter Road, and they've got a dumpster, so she pays for the dumpster price on it,
Okay,
which would be more, hers is $85 a month.
okay. Is the dumpster price on here?
We didn't change nothing on it.
Yeah. Okay. Category C, building supply stores, franchisers, retail franchises, appliance sales and service office complexes, $65 per month. Category D, restaurants with seating less than 100 people, $82 a month. Category E, drugstores and restaurants seating more than 100 people. Vocational schools, $100 a month. F is schools with lunchrooms, $114 a month. So
Are those picked up more than usual? I know the schools
Yeah,
are.
they get, all the donors get done 3 days a week.
That's a heck of a deal. For the
A
school.
lot, yeah, I'm talking about it. Most of all the schools got dumpster, and Davis Grove's got dumpster, and they pay a little bit more than what that is right there. Cause they wanted the dumpsters and get away from the cans.
any questions or discussion?
I think it's a crazy question, but could residents get a dumpster if they wanted one?
If they had a place where we can back the truck in to get to it, I'm talking about. The cheapest dumpster would be a 4-yard dumpster, and it is $85 a month.
When you put a dumpster in your front yard, your neighbor probably will be very happy.
You have to have like the one that's at, by the food, not too big, but.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, is there a motion to introduce 112406?
Make a motion that we accept ordinance 112406, provide an increase in monthly garbage fees.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, and the ordinance passes. Any other city business, anyone would like to bring up? For discussion.
I got one quick question, one thing we talked about back when Charlotte was talking about it earlier. With the trolley and stuff, and the way things are, and stuff, way people's acting and stuff. Man, they're talking about maybe something that the mayor and council needs to discuss and think about doing away with taking cash money on the trolley, and you can buy a 3-month permit for $10. And that way they're not handling cash money on that trolley during the daytime and stuff.
So how would people purchase,
They have to come to City Hall.
would there be a way for people to purchase online if they chose to do that? Could we set that up?
I don't know, so I guess you set it up that way if they want to to them, don't make
You have
it
to
big.
Take the call, I mean, we could always take the payment over the phone, just like a regular transaction.
still have to come here to
They
get
have to have the card though.
They still have to come here to get their
So
card.
here's my concern is that there are people who ride the trolley or the shuttle, whatever we wanna call it, that don't have any other means of transportation. So how do they come to City
Trolley
Hall?
brings them.
The
Trolley
trolley
has
brings
to bring.
Yeah, they bring them and drop them off,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she waits while we
Yeah,
do
well,
their.
then you don't bring them if they don't have their pass.
Well,
Well, if they're coming to get a pass,
I'm just-
but it's just something I thought the way things are, I'm talking about, sometimes they may not have $10 to $15 on it, but if you get somebody that's messed up on something, they say $10 to $15 may look like $100 to them laying there, I'm talking about.
So have we had any issues?
We just had issues, people not wanting to pay or trying to shortchange them and stuff and everything. She texted me about one this evening, is how I got thinking about it, and that way that would solve that problem.
Well, so that wouldn't require a resolution, I don't think. It would just be, we would change the, policies and procedures for operating the shuttle. But we would, I think, need to agree to it. We, if, I don't know if you guys wanna think about it before we make a decision, or are you ready to discuss it? Render an opinion now.
We probably need to find out a way that we can make that happen, just make sure that that's
Yeah.
in line. I mean, I don't.
Well, it is something I was thought about doing tonight, just something you ought to think about and let's figure all the do's and don'ts and.
Yeah, I think we ought to think about it a little bit, and just, and table it for now, and we'll bring it up at the next, council meeting, cause, I'm thinking, used to have bus passes when I was a kid, and then, places that have like, metro trains and stuff like that, you can either buy individual tickets or you can buy a pass and that sort of thing.
Because there is a risk with having cash on.
Cash is a risk, I agree. And then kind of a hassle too.
Just from a safety standpoint.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing, just the way things are today and stuff with some people.
I just wanna make it as easy as I
Oh, yeah.
possibly can, particularly for the elderly and those folks who are dependent on, the show.
Yeah, they need to be able to buy a ticket,
Right. Just wanna make it easy for them.
I'm sure we know who rides it most of the time.
We do.
Yeah.
Cause I get phone calls all the time saying, come pick me up.
I guess.
All right, so we'll do that over and we'll come maybe, prepared with some ideas, to discuss at the next council meeting. Anything else anybody would like to bring up?
What about the, dump trucks, the trucks that's coming down Main Street,
As far as like a truck ordinance and
Yes,
stuff
sir.
like that? I've got a draft one that, I got from another city that, I was gonna pass out, so I need to make some, you need to modify it and make it work for Columbiana, if you will, but, let me dust that off and send it out to you guys to take a look at. So, I think there are ways we can make that, as simple as possible and maybe not have to have I'm not sure if we'd have to have a designated truck route or not, but we might, so, let me dust that ordinance off and I'll send it out and let you guys take a look at it. Anything else? Okay, real quick on the mayor's report, we did host, we talked about this at the last council meeting, I think, but anyway, we hosted the first round of the state football playoffs here in Columbiana. Unfortunately, the outcome was not what we had hoped, but congratulations to Shelby County Wildcats for an excellent season, making it to the first round of the state playoffs. The next day on the 9th, the cross-country team, boys and girls, competed in the state championships, and they did pretty well. I think the boys finished 8th and the girls finished 11th, so good showing there. Congratulations to them. Had the Mayor's Association meeting on the 13th, which was, I guess, last Wednesday. We elected officers for 2025. Alabaster Mayor Scott Brakefield was elected as chair. I was re-elected as vice chair, which is a great job because you don't have to do anything when you're the vice chair. And Kirk Manser is going to continue to be the secretary's treasurer. We didn't have any volunteers for an ex officio mayor to be an ex officio member of the Shelby County Chamber. So we'll be addressing that, I think, remotely, if you will, to get somebody who wants to sign up for that. So that was about all that happened at the mayor's meeting. It was pretty blasé for this one. We have some pretty good ones sometimes, but this one was pretty straightforward. Announcements. Of course, we all know we got Thanksgiving coming up. Got your Christmas parade coming up. Beautification Board's got their tour of homes, and you can, go to, I think the city website and get the, services. Event. Get your tickets, and then lots of activities each Friday night in December. Christmas in the park and whatnot. So, anything else? Any questions or comments from anybody? Okay, well, this was a quick meeting, so if there's no other comments or questions from the public or anyone else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay.